This is Dan Tortora here for a very special Dolphin Dive with the chair of the Board of Trustees here at LeMoyne, Pete DiLaura. Pete, how are you?
Good, Dan. Thank you.
And very happy for this moment. Obviously, this is a huge moment on the Heights. What's it been like for you to go through this process?
It was a big undertaking. We've been spending well over a year on this discernment. We've talked with faculty. We had faculty, administration, and trustees all on our committee, our ad hoc committee, that met over 32 times throughout the course of 2022 and 2023. And I'll tell you what, we uncovered every possible scenario that there was. And at the end of our term, at the end of our meetings, everyone on the committee felt 100% that we were making the decision for the right reasons and at the right time.
What were those right reasons to you?
The right reasons are that we are known not to stay still, not to be copacetic, so to speak. We are known to always strive for more, to increase our capabilities and our potential. And going from Division II, which has been a great league for us, but to move up to Division I gives us so much more opportunity, potential. We can extend our LeMoyne brand to new communities and new markets, and growth is really what we're focused on.
As the chairman of the board, how much did you feel was on your shoulders in making a decision as big as this, knowing all of the dividends that can be paid down the road for LeMoyne?
It's a little bit tense. It's not always super easy. But when you stop and look at what the potential is, when you stop and look at what the future of LeMoyne can bring, it makes it all worthwhile. Again, we discerned, we discussed, we debated hours on end. If we stayed still, if we went down, if we went up, what was the best options? That stress, that pressure rides a little bit until today. It's done, it's made, we made the decision to go forward, and now it's going to be a grouping of all the constituencies coming together to carry this forward.
And raising the money that you need to make such a move as this, what can you say about the plan of making sure that you dot all those I's and cross all those T's in the move?
Well, my cousin, who's a parish priest, gave a sermon one time, and he said that we needed to go out and get more money for the church, but they were pretty fortunate because they found the money. And the congregation says, "Oh, really? Where is it?" He says, "It's in your pocket." So we will get a little bit aggressive, I would say, in regards to some of our alums who are very generous, but there's a lot more out there, and we will have to step up our game from advancement and try to recruit some more funding. But we will need help. We absolutely will need help. This is not a carte blanche scenario, and we'll have to rely on our generous alums. As they've always helped us out in the past, we will look forward to them helping us out in the future.
And going into a conference in the NEC where there is all that competition in that Long Island, New York City area and the alumni that you have there, what does that do, and how important is that for you to say, hey, we're in a conference now that's going to dig into a place where maybe you could find some of that funding?
Absolutely, and again, we realize that. We have a tremendous capacity down in Long Island, in the tri-state area. We have some very strong alums, and now it's going to be branching out in those areas to be able to recruit more. So that is a very positive, and that's what makes this all a little bit more worthwhile.
The ad hoc committee votes, then it goes to President Dr. Linda Lemura, and then it comes to the Board of Trustees. When you all sat and deliberated and voted, what was that room like, and did it feel like it was 100% from the beginning? Was there kind of some give and take back and forth into the vote, or just what it was like to be in that room?
So just to give you a quick breakdown, so we had brought this up several times with our trustees at various meetings to say this decision was coming. You need to be prepared, you need to be thinking about it, and you need to do some reading of our minutes from the ad hoc. And I am thrilled and absolutely proud of our trustees because they were prepared. They asked some very difficult questions. We made sure that all the questions were answered and that everyone was satisfied with what the answers were and understood them and how it would play out. So we felt very confident. And at the time of the meeting, all those there were in agreement to move forward. We had a few that were not at the meeting that we've talked to since, and they've expressed their concerns. But we've had an overwhelming majority to move forward, and it worked out very, very strong in the fact that moving to D1 was our key factor, was our really sole objective at that time.
And lastly, to the community, not just here at LeMoyne, but for Syracuse Central and upstate New York, what does this move mean? What do you want to say to the community, to our neighbors all throughout?
So there's no longer one D1 in town. So you know what? LeMoyne has so much to offer, and competing at this level now, it just ups our game. It makes our hopefully our games with Syracuse University all legal now and legit and official. So you know what? It's all positive. It's all good. I think for the biggest thing, changing LeMoyne's trajectory going forward is going to be a big factor, and hopefully the news will pick up a little bit more of what happens on the other hill in Syracuse.